10 minutes apart we are.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
And I'm the
So I
older
know this
one.
was supposed to be a check-in, but since everybody's here, did you want to just jump in and get started, or do you need a few more minutes? How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel fine. I'm happy to get started when you are.
This is going to be so fun.
Well, hi, everyone. Hey, lady.
Hi! Oh, she made it! Hi,
Hi.
Sophie.
I'm not gonna be doing the dance at home. Hi. Hi. Oh, dear.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much. Okay, so I'm just going to get started then. First and foremost, thank you again for doing this with me. I know everybody's seen the flyer. I put phenomenal down there. I did that for a reason that was very intentional. I think Simone is so phenomenal what she
How are
does.
you?
I'm in awe of what you do. I can't wait to get in. So, hi everybody out there to the world and who's watching now and who will be on later or catch this at another time. How you doing? Thank you so much for your time. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of A Way of Life. I'm a career and business coach using astrology. And today I had just an amazing opportunity through Sophie to do an interview with Simone, who has her own magazine and vlog, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you
Yes.
are. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, I just think what you do is so amazing. So I'm not going to mess it up. I'm going to give it over to Simone and allow you to introduce yourself and just tell a little bit about what you do.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, my name's Simone. Hi, everyone. And so it was, gosh, 4 years ago now that I was like, because I really love food, and I'd take so many pictures of it that I was like, I want to do a recipe kind of book. And then I was like, maybe I could hand out like recipe cards or produce like a paper magazine, so to say. And then my boyfriend was like, that's not going to work, babe. You can't be giving people paper copies of a magazine. And I said, but you know, there's so many people online that are doing food blogs, food sites.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how can I make it so I can make it interesting? Some of the recipes on my site are obviously, you know, they're the norm: macaroni, cheese, you know, ackee, saltfish. People know how to cook them, but I want to show how to put a nice kind of style on it, or maybe a twist. How do I get that out there to make it interesting? And then I just thought to myself, there's so many people that I know that are talented, got their projects or businesses or whatever it is. And then it just came to me, because I always have random spurts of thinking, oh, what do I do now? Because there's many things that I've attempted, and I was like, well, that could be a thing where I'm talking about my experience of why this came about, so the blog, and then I could talk about other people and celebrate them.
Wow.
So it basically started off, but I was like, well, I want to start with my family first. So Sophie's in there. She was like one of the first ones that I did. And then it's just been people that I know. And then Sophie obviously introduced me to yourself. And then I was like, yeah, I want to definitely interview you. And then it's had a kind of thing, whereas people that I didn't expect to be interested in taking part. So it's kind of gone from one thing that I thought it was going to go to something else. That's okay. Yes, it's gone from one thing to something else, and I really give God thanks for that, because in my mind, I was like, well, I want to make it about the locals because there's so many people that are doing great things in our community. But then one thing that I kind of sprung out to me yesterday, actually, when I was doing an interview, I'll tell you that in a moment, that actually the community could be anybody. It doesn't have to be next door. For me, I want to talk about the people that might not get a shout out, but they're doing great things.
Yes.
So that's how it all came about. And it was during lockdown that I was like, I really want to put more effort into this thing that I built, because I built the website myself.
Wow, you did?
I did, yeah.
Wow, you did a good job.
Thanks. I just, because you know, there's times where I hadn't really challenged myself in terms of these kind of things, and I thought, you know what, let me see what I can build, and that's what I did. So I built the website from scratch-ish, and yeah, and then I typed the interview. So anyone that I do an interview with, they'll be talking to me like yourself or anyone, and I'll be typing it all from scratch, and then it will go over for proofreading.
Yeah.
And then I'll post it.
That's so cool. I didn't know you built that website yourself. You did a good job with that. I love your website.
Thank you. So I wanted to make it so it was inclusive and not like, oh, you have to be this to fit in. It's about people who like myself, who probably wouldn't fit in somewhere to somebody else, or, you know, it's just about seeing that, look, we're all made wonderfully.
Yeah, we are.
We're all special. We've all got special talents. Let's talk about somebody else, and then that's what it is. And then the blog part is about sort of experiences, so to say. So now I started out the introduction of the blog and the website.
Nice.
And then it'd be tips, like that was 2 weeks ago now, tips on how to keep well through this time. And then I want to do my hair blog, so I want to talk about all topics. So these are topics that have kind of been burning in my mind for years. And then I'm like, well, you know, time's rolling. Let's talk more about hair and about what we're doing to ourselves through chemicals, you know. It weave, all sorts of things. Not that people can't wear them, but it's like, let's celebrate our beauty. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I mean, if you just heard all of that, I mean, now you know why I put phenomenal on that flyer, because that's so awesome. Like, you don't get a lot of people. Hi, Purpose Soul. You don't get a lot of people who are in business who have such a big heart and giving in such that way. What you do costs nothing, and you're also considering everybody in the whole world from different topics and just allowing people to tell their stories. And I mean, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. In my definition, that's awesome.
Let's celebrate each other, because you just, at the moment, there's too many negative things, and I'm like, let's get something where people can take their mind off it and think, my friend was in that, or my friend was here, or my friend was about this. It doesn't have to be, you have to be a certain status, or have to be this or that, you know. It's like, I've had wonderful people be included in it so far, like yourself.
Yes.
Obviously, Sophie too. Like, one of the articles that I did was my friend's daughter. This girl, she is so good at art.
Wow.
And she loves anime. So I was like,
really?
This girl, she just talented, and I don't even think she's that confident too much with it, bless her, but she's amazing.
Wow.
And I'm like, you've got to get your artwork out there. Come on, show people. Included, she's amazing. And there's other people. There's a nice mix, and then it goes on to food. Food, glorious food. And then, yeah, so basically I'm going to be expanding on that page and building a new page for the food itself.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
I seen some of your food stuff on your page too. I was like, ooh.
Oh, thank you. Oh, for that, I just wanted a nice mix. So it's like, yeah, I'm Jamaican, but I cook. If I want something to make, I'm gonna cook it. It doesn't matter what it is. There's some real randoms on there. Plantain dumplings. I made that.
God,
I
yes.
just woke up one day. I was like, I want some plantain and I want dumplings. And I was like, I'll put them together. So I blended the plantain and I put it in the dough and I made plantain dumplings. And I was like, why don't I make it into a recipe?
Yes. Oh my God. I'm coming out there. I'm just saying. I'm coming to get some of that.
Yeah, thank you. So when this lockdown's over, yeah. Yeah, so I made that. There's certain things where I was like, how can I make it so people can see that you can present in such a nice way?
Yeah.
Where, you know, normally growing up, no offense, yeah, you go to the shop and it'll be like, what you want? You want dumpling? You want ackee? And then it'll be, but I was like, how do I make it visually? Oh, thanks. How do I make it visually, you know, really pretty? And there's sometimes I spent a good while taking them pictures because I was like, I want the lighting to be right. I want this to be right. So
yeah.
Yeah.
You did a good job though. If you wasn't trying, I can't tell because it looked. I was like, ooh, fancy.
Sometimes when my boyfriend is like, babe, dinner was ready half an hour ago, and then I'm like.
That is hilarious. Oh God. Okay, let's see. So what do we got next here? So you said you've been doing this for about 4 years now.
Yeah. So that when I started out with I had the pictures of my food already. Oh, thanks, Soph. She said it tasted delicious.
Oh.
Like my guinea pig all the time. Oh, they're getting proper gourmet, aren't they, Miss Rebel Joy? They so basically I started out, I had the pictures already, and then I was like, let me do the interview. So I typed up about 4 of them, I think, in one go.
Wow.
And then or 6 of them, I think, and then I put all of them, I sent all of them over to a proofreader.
Okay, yeah.
That I built the website, and then I formatted everything and put all of them together, basically. Wow.
That's amazing. You did all of that by yourself. That's so cool.
Listen, Keisha, there's no one more surprised than myself. Yeah, you know what? So, you know when you have a passion and you're like, this is what I want to do, and then you find a way to do it, right?
Isn't it the truth? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was like, well, this is what I want to do. And then in the beginning, these interviews started off as PDF. And then
really?
They did. And then I was going to have it as a pop-up on Instagram. And then my boyfriend was like, babe, get with the times. You can't keep downloading PDFs. And I was like, no, you're right. And I was like, how can I build this?
Yeah.
build it so people can go into the page. So that's what I did per page, and I built all of the pages.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. I tried to do this same thing, but I don't feel like I executed it very well. So I ended up paying for somebody to do it for me, which is equally a pain in the butt, to be honest with you. But
And
wow,
you
you did a
kind of
really
think,
good job.
well, thank you. You kind of think, okay, what is it that I can do with the time that I have? I work full time. I was like,
Yeah.
how can I make it easy for myself in my spare time? So I did take it bit by he makes me laugh as well, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, take it bit by bit, and then it literally is come this last lockdown where I was like, I built this thing, I need to push myself, because there was people that were interested in doing interviews. So I was like, well, I can't keep procrastinating. I've
Yeah.
got to push. This is what I've done. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. All right. So how did you get started? What did you do? So where do you see that your business growing in the future? Like
I
if you could visualize what that would look like, what would it be?
Well, for me, again, it always goes back to food again. Yeah, so because and Sophie will know this. Susie, she bless her, she's been my guinea pig, and guinea pig in eating, in doing, taking pictures. There was even one time I had like my friends come round and have like a like they were filming me, and I was like,
Really?
yeah. And then all the things that I've attempted, I just wow. So for me, where I want it to grow is in terms of the food aspect of it,
Yeah.
and getting more recipes on there, or getting the ones that I have. So there's
Okay.
are basically to come. And the reason why that is because I've hit my page limit, so I'm building the food site again.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
And so then I'll build that. That is my immediate goal. And then in the long term, then it's definitely getting more interviews done, getting more of my blog done, because the blog is, for me, is very important, because I want people to see, you know what, if she did that with her hair, I want to do that with my hair. If there's
Yeah.
I want it to appeal to different people, so that's what I'm going to be working on, is how can I get it out to that person who's 19 and they're wearing, I don't know, long extensions, and that I just want people to reach people here.
Yeah.
That's my goal for this year. How can I help it touch people in a way that it's like, oh, I never thought of that. Oh, I need to look after myself. I need to look after my health.
Right. Right.
The
Right.
people, don't get me wrong, but I want it to be about talking about experiences that are not fake, that are
Yeah.
real, just a real talk. Let's talk about what's going on in with ourselves, in our community, how we can
Wow.
love each other better, how can we celebrate each other. I want it to be a celebration of people.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah, those are my immediate goals in where I see it going, and then just making it a little brand. So I've got a couple of things coming to make it
Okay.
stand out.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna be going with that um
No,
soon.
that's cool. That sounds really good. I like the fact that you're coming from the heart and you're bringing awareness to real issues and things that people are really going through, because I think right now more than anything in the world, especially with what's going on with the lockdown and COVID, like come on. how important is it to get real, right? It's just time, you know, to
It
have those conversations and build and, like you said, celebrate the good things that come out of them too, you know, and
right?
then
Learn to celebrate each other. It's like, it's
yeah.
so not hard. Is it hard? No. Like, not gonna lie, like for me, I've learned, like, you know what, I've got to be more about being kinder to others. And that's
Yeah.
what I want to come out of this magazine, is that let's be kind, let's be loving to one another,
Yeah.
let's bring each other up, because obviously in the media they don't do that, we know.
Right. They're
That's
certainly not.
true. So that's what I want to get from this, and to make it so everybody feels included, really.
Yeah. Wow, that's so beautiful. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait. And I'm pretty sure people are going to listen to this and it's going to touch them in a way to, you know, make them want to reach out and see what that, you know, to have that possibility to be connected with somebody who's bringing something like that, and just that alone, especially for me, I can't really speak for anybody else, but that part alone is just like, I'm honored to be a
Oh,
part
thank
of it.
you. Well, it's like what I did, Brian Johnson's interview yesterday.
Oh, he's such a
So
sweetheart.
you know, one thing that he said is that, Simone, I'm inspired, and when this interview comes out, I'm so excited. I
Wow.
really am. Because it's like, Simone, I celebrate the person who's sweeping the street, the person who's the
Oh,
teacher, who's the this. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was thinking. Like, yeah. Like, oh my days, that's so true, that it doesn't matter what you do, you're special.
in some kind of way, yeah.
You're not a bum drinking wine at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the pavement. You are, well, we're all special anyway, no matter what. But we're all beautifully made, wonderfully made,
Yeah.
and we've all got a story to tell, hopefully. And of course,
Amen.
it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, that
Well,
part.
there's some aspects it does, but yeah, I'm just like, okay, how can we show that somebody from another side of the world or next door, wherever, can connect to someone like yourself and say, well, you know what, when they read your story and they say, oh, well, you know, she went to vocational school, she did this, she, you know, she coached in prisons.
Yeah.
How can I do that? And I hope it will inspire other people.
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. I'm all like, I'm just like super excited that you even remembered some of my story.
I remember all of them. I really do, all of them, because I type all of them. So I have to remember what. And for me, it's not just a thing of because all the stories I've done, I know all of
Wow.
them, I remember all of them. But it's not just about, oh, let me quickly type this. I had to interact as well with the person. So I'm like, I really tried to take an interest, because it's not, there's a reason why I've asked them to be there.
Right, right. Yeah,
So
wow. That was
I'm not
actually going to be my
like,
next question. Not
yeah.
that you, not do you have a favorite, because I don't think that's fair to ask, but was there one that inspired you more than the others or touched you in a specific kind of way that you could share with everybody?
Well, Sophie's gonna kill me, but don't say Sophie. No, I'm only joking. All of them are. They're all wonderful stories. All of them at different points. Some of them
Yeah.
have similarities. And I was saying that to Brian yesterday, because I was like, what you've said about Blueprint, my niece's mum, or my sister-in-law, she said same thing about Blueprint, that she
No
found it
way.
hard. in the beginning to start with that. And I'm like, she said that, you said the same. And then he said another point about getting out, no pressure. And I thought everyone has just joined.
Hi.
She basically, another thing he said is that when I first started, then I tried to start by word of mouth, and that was another interview that I did that the same person said it. So they're all almost interlinking a little bit, but they're all different stories. But one again that I go back to is April's interview. She's the girl who does art.
Yeah.
And, she's overcome, you'll see from her interview if you get to read it, but she talks about how she had an issue, not an issue, she had a health issue.
Oh, wow.
And he's still, in all that, this girl is like, she's so resilient.
Wow.
And it never stopped her from going to Japan and doing that. She's like, yeah, this was this. I thought this was going to happen in my life. It didn't happen. And now look what I've done out of that. So that to me was like, oh my gosh, look, if this young lady is saying, Simone, I've overcome this, I've done this, I've done. Hi, Divine Fitness.
Hi.
Hi, Divine. I've got her interview next week. Literally, I thought, you know what, if this young lady can overcome this, and she's such a tough cookie, I'm like, I need to get my skates on. So that was inspiring me. Yeah, that was inspiring to me to push myself to get this going even more. And when you look, I wanted to make it visually pleasing, and I think it inspired me also when I see the pictures. So when I say, can I have 5 pictures please, or whatever, then I look at them and I'm like, what will make people go, wow.
Wow.
So it is inspirational for me, but that story in particular, April's one, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm shocked that you even remember them. That's awesome.
I do. Well, I have to. She's literally like, that's my friend's daughter. She's my friend as well, to be fair. So yes, I don't forget them, because again, it goes back to I asked them in the first place.
Yeah.
All of them.
We are like, it's just like a melting pot of connections. The more and more I hear it, of all these very individual, personalities that are just coming together on your page, and that is a celebration in itself. I get excited just hearing the different stories. I'm like, wow, I'm connected to that. I'm a part of that. Like,
that's good. And even with yours, it's like, I've had even the people behind who are the website builders. They're like, oh my days, we loved it. Like, they saw your interview because they were trying to help me with some tech stuff, and they were like, oh, we love the look of it. It's amazing.
Wow.
I wanted it to be like, how can I visually get people to be like, wow, that's like your red outfits, red, it looks good. And I was like, how can I capture people? So that's the beauty of this as well, is that you kind of see, oh my days, people are doing amazing things out there. And that's hopefully inspirational to someone else.
Right. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm excited. I haven't even had the chance to go to the website to check out. Now I'm like, wait, I still never seen it. So I gotta go check it out now. Wow, that's so cool. So with that being said, before we get into just some fun questions of it all, could you tell everybody where they can find you and kind of the process that they would have to go to get started?
Yeah, in terms of that, then you can definitely find me on my website. There is a contacts page, so it's www.sweetlifeandstyle.co.uk or .com. Or I'm on Instagram, and Sophie's still training me, so bear with me. So it's Sweet Life and Style page. And then there's also SimCatD. Oh gosh, that's the other Instagram. I'd have to try and link that below.
Okay.
I can't remember that.
Okay, I'll put it down there for you. I'll add it in.
I'm literally a beginner for Instagram, I'm not gonna lie. But on Sweet Life and Style, then it's Sweet Life and Style page on Instagram.
Okay. And kind of what would you expect people? So I know on the website, if they reach you there, they can just go straight to the contact page. But if they just go straight to the social media, they can just DM you. Are you looking for anything specific, or do they just say, I seen you, or however they heard of you? What's the process? Can it be just that simple?
Yeah, the thing is, it's like for me, I look, okay, what it's almost like, when you know what would stand out,
Yeah.
you find it, and for me, I couldn't say, oh, well, some of them I have been like, that's not gonna go. I know it's gonna work. No offense, not to the person, but it's not, you know a story that will work. I don't want to just make it like a bin where I'm adding things just to build it up. I kind of look at it like, oh my gosh, that story is gonna be amazing.
Okay.
And then so there's certain things where I might be like, oh well, I don't think that this. It all depends what it is.
What it is. Okay.
But I'm not like, oh no, I don't. I'm just like, hi, natural. Is it natural Nick? Natural Nick.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, there have been some people that have messaged me on Instagram.
Yes.
And then I'm like, somewhere. I just know in my mind where I want to take it.
Right. And that's fair. And it's important for people to know that, so they have that disclaimer. They can think it through before they send their message. Is my story,
To be fair, I'm the one who's approaching a person because I'm like, oh my gosh, that would look amazing. Oh wow, that would be good. Or it's like you obviously have had yourself, Brian, and I've got Divine coming, okay. And I'm like, when you told me, I was like, I'm excited, I can't wait. Again, it's like always, I'm always like, oh, I know.
Hi, Mom.
That's your mom. Oh. Yeah, so I'm always like, okay, well, the magazine doesn't include this at the moment.
Gotcha.
What else can be included? And I don't want to make it too samey either.
Right.
So that's why I've split them. So I've got the hair, I've got the, it could be makeup, clothes, fashion, which is fashion I'd like a bit more of at the minute.
Okay.
There's quite a bit of business side to it.
Okay.
And then the food I'd like a bit more on the person rather than just my own.
Okay.
Going forward, and then I've got one exciting one coming up. I've got a charity called TLG.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I've done their interview. They're just amazing. They're based in the UK, and I went to a function a couple of years ago, and one of my best friends invited me. She's like, Sim, come along. So I went to this event. I ended up bumping into my pastor's wife and my
Are you serious?
yeah, and a couple of my church mates, and I was like, oh, what are you guys doing here? When I heard about what the charity was about, it's about holiday hunger and about all sorts of things, issues that young kids are going through.
Wow.
And then I was like, I just fell in love with the charity. So over a year later, I nominated them at my company for Charity of the Year. And
oh my gosh,
my company was able to give them a donation, which was wonderful. But I was like, you know, it's on my heart that I really want to tell people about it, how these guys started and what they're about. So it's that kind of thing that I'm like, it's almost like a connection as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, thank you for sharing that story. I mean, wow.
Not cool. And I just want people to see that as well. Another thing is, how can I support other people, charities that are the unsung heroes? So that's one I'm excited about, and that's kind of brings it kind of a different aspect to the magazine.
Right. That's how you kind of make yourself different from.
Yeah. So I look at that. I'm like, well, what do I have less of at the moment? What do I want more of? So then, like Valerie, my sister-in-law, she's an author, and I was like, okay, well, that will be popping to go in there. Right. Her interview I actually did 3 years ago.
Wow.
And then this lockdown, I was like, Valerie, I'm so sorry. Thanks, Divine. So are you.
Oh.
Bless her. So I was like, how can I need to get Valerie's interview done. You know, when you read what this woman's done, oh my days.
Wow.
She's like gone to Jamaica, taught in the schools, brought her book to the schools. Yeah, definitely Divine. She is, she, you know, brought her books to Jamaica, to the schools.
Wow.
You know, Sizzler's been in one of her videos. She's part of the Sizzler Youth Foundation. All those things. And I'm like, that's something where I'm like, people are going to sit up, hopefully, and see that people like her are doing amazing things.
Wow. That's, wow. That's amazing. That's so cool. Wow. I'm just, again, I can't stress enough how honored I am to be a part of that. I really gotta sit down and take my time.
Having someone like yourself take part, because that's what makes it special at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For me, not about you know. For me, it's like that. When I ask people or like yourself from that, then I'm like, oh my days, this is exciting. I love it.
I love it. Okay.
Now, oh my gosh, yesterday, Brian, I was like, Brian, what about that tune? And then he's like, probably like, oh my gosh, what have I let myself in for? And I'm like, I'm typing and I'm singing.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny.
And then I said, Sophie, I just did an interview and I was singing like, what was I singing yesterday? Angie Stone. I was giving him, what was it? See, you owe me $20 and I gave my check next week. Oh! And then, so it's like when you do an interview, you'll get probably a bit of singing and dancing, sorry. Donald Jones, yeah, of course.
Oh my goodness, that is so fun. That just lit up my whole life. When you know you're passionate about what you do because you got a little happy dance to go with.
No, you have to make it fun, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh,
Wow. Okay, so now to close out, we got some questions. So a little sneak peek into the experience. I was inspired when I got interviewed by Simone. She asked some questions afterwards that are a little more personal and away from the actual business aspect of what it is that I do. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. It added this kind of, what's a good word for it? Like this
yeah.
human part to it, I guess.
Like, yeah, because that's another thing. It's like you do what you're doing, but it's like we are human at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
and I've said this to you on my voice note. It's 8 o'clock, I'm going to bed now. Oh no, it's 8 o'clock, I'm gonna do my puzzle. And then you're like, what is this girl? And then I'm like, yeah, I just want to chill out, man.
Yes. It's healthy. It's healthy. It's a healthy incorporation to what you do because I don't think we think about it often enough, like we
Right.
do it, we might do it, I'm sure we do it, but just being able to talk about it because they have all these like, societal norms around what business should be and how professional it should be and
Mhm.
and it just can be dry sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, for me, I don't know how I have mine 9 to 5, and then I like to really switch off completely, especially now working from home.
Yeah.
I really switch off, and I'm like exercise, uh,
Yeah.
chill out, like to read, meditate, Bible, all these things that help cooking.
Yeah.
All these things like that make me unwind, then I do it.
Yeah, yeah, that's so cool. And it's I think it's a great thing to talk about. So I'm taking a page from your book. Thank you.
Oh,
And I'm gonna ask, I think I had like two, I don't think it's a lot. Um, so you just basically said what you did in your free time. So what are you reading? Or do you have a favorite book that if you're an avid reader?
one that while I'm actually at work, I listen to the Bible online, offline.
Okay.
So I listen to that and it gives me bad jokes because I've got characters in there and it's like, so I listen to that a lot. But one book that I read that was quite interesting was How to Retrain Your Brain.
Oh, really? I think I read that book.
Caroline Leaf, Dr. Caroline Leaf.
It might have been a really long time ago because I was in college when I did it, but I definitely remember hearing that. How to
Yeah,
retrain your brain.
your
Wow.
brain.
And then what did you take away from that?
That I needed to retrain my brain.
I could have seen that coming a mile away.
No, it's just not. I'm being serious. I really need because
Yeah.
I don't know what it was from growing up, and I'm like, no, I need to get out there. Think, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful day, and that's what I said to myself. It's a beautiful day today, so I take out any type of negative thought, and this I
Yeah.
think doing that has really pushed me to do the magazine. So then I was like, yeah, no, you can do it. You can do it. So,
Yeah.
and so this book, I read it in 2 or 3 days, and it's a long book.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
Wow.
read that. I've got a few Joyce Meyer books. I've got cookbooks. I,
Really?
I like, for me, if I'm learning something new, then I like it. But yeah, anything that's kind of very interesting. I'm not into If it's something that's a bit on the depressing side, I keep away from it. I keep, okay, what can I make my brain happy? What can make my thoughts happy? And that's what I stick to. That's what I like reading. Anything that's positive, basically.
Wow, wow, wow. And what's your favorite free time activity to do?
At the moment, I ain't gonna lie. I've got an activity that's probably gonna take me till next year. Can I just please show you? Like,
she wasn't kidding.
That's my boyfriend's gift to me for Christmas. Yeah, so he one of my gifts. But I'm like, babe, are you doing it so I could keep busy and be quiet? I see your game. That puzzle, that beast is going to take me till 2025.
Oh my goodness, that is so funny. Now, what is it? What's the picture of the overall ending going to be?
I don't know. No, I'm joking. No, I'm playing. I meant the ending. I don't know. But it's basically where I was somewhere far. It's a pony. Is it pony? No, what are they called? Leprechauns? No, they're not leprechauns. They're little. The horses with the thing on his head. The cone.
Oh, the unicorn.
That's it. Leprechauns. Natural Nick says she loves puzzles. Do you want to? I could send it to you if you want. Yes, Sophie, I did get unicorn. I could send Natural Nick. I'll send you the puzzle. Unicorn. It is a bit like that. So that picture that Divine sent.
Yes.
I got about 10 of those unicorns to build.
Really? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Let me say 6. That's, you know, but yeah, I'm going to be a busy. So I like anything that really my mind just switches off almost.
Yeah.
And then I can focus on that. And that's what I do. So I'm like, I'm such a geek these days. Work time. Then I'll do my exercise. Then I'm like, oh, it's reading time. And then I'll put time slots in.
Yeah.
And then I'll have my little, if I want to watch a show. And then I'll be like, it's puzzle time. And then that's my winding down.
Wow. Wow. I like that process. I like that. It's soothing me just hearing it. I'm a busybody, so I know that about myself. And I actually really love what I do. I like researching and learning things. So a lot of the times I almost never really turn off, but I'm always learning and challenging myself to grow in that way. And I like that. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just I get lost in the work that I do, you know.
I'm surprised you do, because there was a book that you were reading about how broke broke from broke.
Oh yes, woke doesn't mean broke.
Broke. Yeah. And I'm like, even when I do this interview with Brian, that is a book that I'm going to buy.
Oh,
it really is. Because I just feel like, I need to actually clue up on financial stability.
Yes, and he's so good. I like his simplistic way of explaining it too. It makes it make so much sense. It's like, wow, I don't think I ever really thought of it that way.
Because I said to him yesterday, I said, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna be asleep over this interview, but this is beautiful. And he laughed. He cracks me up. We had such a laugh. But he literally, to make that book so visually appealing, and I cannot wait to buy the book.
Right.
And it's just anything like that I really love. How is it gonna be a positive impact on my life? And I think for me, obviously the puzzle is a bit different to bringing this anyway. But anything that can be make my life flourish,
Yes.
that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah, I kind of been on that path, that journey since everything happened last year too. I don't know, for some reason my everything went in overdrive. Like, wow, we're really changing and this thing is really happening. Like, it's
Yeah.
been a whole year. It's like forcing me to change just the way I think about the way I live in general, really. So I'm like
Yeah.
sucked into like all these things that are helping me grow. Like you said, it's been quite an interesting journey, to say the least.
But you know what? Let's look at actually what can we do. We are, well, I'd say I'm blessed in that me and my partner both been able to work.
Yeah.
We've come through, a couple of things, but we're like, wow, we sat on New Year's Eve and we were like, we're so blessed. We really are. What can we do just to help others
Yeah.
and just be a better version of ourselves come this year?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of
So,
that thinking going on.
yeah, I feel like anything that you take it from, whether it's reading, music,
Yeah.
TV, what is it that I'm taking in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
before, boy, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I've changed the music I listen to. Well, that's
Wow.
a couple of years now. But from changing those things, we are definitely blessed. From changing those things, my attitude and my vision has changed. So
Yes,
instead,
a lot.
I'm not knocking him, but I had to put the Nas down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are you listening to that's making you so angry? Like, it's true. You go around like, yeah, 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 book, book, book. Don't give it to you. Don't give it to you. And then I'm
Oh
like,
my
I
God,
can't keep
that's so freaking
listening.
funny. It's
I,
true though.
I
It's
can't
true.
keep listening to shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. So I'm like, no, put that away. And now I just listen to stuff that's probably why my boyfriend got me a unicorn puzzle, because he's like, babe, you like fluffy stuff. But I'm like, everything I believe that you take in either puts you one way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's so cool. All right. So I want to just read the Love and the Mystical Creature puzzle. um,
I,
oh, Divine said she's reading the same book that I'm reading. I didn't know that. Me and Divine we are connected on that. I'm not, you know what, I'm not going to say I'm surprised. I'm going to say, you know what, that's just another confirmation that we
yeah,
are aligning our soul tribe.
you're sisters, aren't you? Both of you. I always say, hey, sister, how are you?
Yes!
But
We
yeah,
are
I'm looking
abundantly
forward
blessed.
to Divine's interview next week. That's gonna be so wonderful.
Oh, yeah, Divine's interviews next week.
It is, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it.
Me
It's a
too.
different element again to the magazine, so it's gonna be about fitness and health. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And yeah, there's just really hopefully nice things to come.
Good stuff. I can't wait. We won't keep you any longer. This was
Not
awesome. I'm looking forward
I'm
to.
like trying to hold it, and I was like, I had it in a good place. It's from showing my puzzle.
Oh. Oh my goodness. I can't, you have to send a picture when you complete it. You have to take a picture of it and show everybody.
Well, that will probably be in 2 years' time.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, so for me, I kind of think anyone who wishes to get involved, who have a wonderful story to tell, then that's what I'm interested in. And it's like I just want to make it, how can I make it interesting and interactive to all sorts of people
Yeah.
who probably don't get a chance to share their story.
Yeah. 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 This is going to be great. You have to keep us posted on your journey too, you know, let us know how everything's going.
Oh, sorry, say that again for me, Keisha.
I said you have to keep us posted on your journey too and let us know how everything's going.
I will, and as well, for me, it's also keeping up with the blog. So then there'll be one that I'm really looking forward to posting, and that's about hair. So that's what I'm excited about. And then it will be on just well-being and that journey as well.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. Well, thank everybody for coming. Thank you, Simone, for sharing your
Thank you,
story.
everyone. And
This was
thank you,
super
Keisha, for having me.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. This was so inspiring. Now I'm ready to go change the world.
I know. Well, we can do it all together, can't we?
Yes, we absolutely can.
And that's how we do it. And another thing is that I just want us in our community to see, you know what? And one thing that I'm going to do touch on is an issue that we have in our own communities about, say, colorism, for instance. And that we all go through the same. We all go through the same struggle. How can we understand each other and just like appreciate each other's beauty and not have to kind of be like, oh, well, you know, I think this and that. No, and it's almost a way to quash some of those
beliefs,
those issues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be so cool. I definitely want to be a part of that conversation.
Oh, well, you can be, and anybody's welcome to get involved and, you know, just join in and tune in because there's going to be some good interviews coming.
That's going to be awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. And everyone for joining in.
Yeah, this was cool. This actually really made my day. Thank you so much.
And me too. And thank you again for your time, for being kind, for just sharing your story. And everybody, please read Keisha's story. She's such a true, seriously, you are, and you're phenomenal.
Thank you.